only got put out because Iman leaked the divorce documents from Jump Street. Our divorce was private. Our proceedings was private. Everything was private for a whole year. Y'all didn't even know. I'm gonna give you one even better. The same time that I filed for divorce, I still had Iman opening up for me on tour. Iman was still with me on tour. Let's talk about it. Iman was with me on tour. We singing Wake Up Love, we kissing, we hugging, we da-da-da-da-da. Like at the end of the day, I still had your back. I still looked out for you. And that's another thing. Y'all sitting there saying, like, at the end of the day, I always held Iman down. When Iman stopped playing basketball, I got him on the shy. I got him on a shy. I called Lena and said, yo, these motherfuckers is playing with my husband. Like, he's so much bigger than basketball. He's so much bigger than boom, 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 boom. Like, he could act, he could model, he could boom, boom, boom. He could do whatever he want to do. Let's get him where he needs to be.
The internet has exploded into absolute chaos after shocking vacation photos of Teyana Taylor surfaced online. But these weren't just ordinary celebrity vacation snapshots. This was different. Teyana, radiant and glowing, was seen on a sun-drenched beachside getaway with none other than Aaron. And what truly sent shockwaves through fans everywhere was the fact that she was showing off a very visible baby bump. She wasn't hiding it. She wasn't shying away from the cameras. In fact, she looked proud, empowered, and absolutely at peace. For fans who followed her roller coaster relationship with Iman Shumpert, this moment felt like a mic drop. The world wasn't ready for such a bold, unapologetic reveal. And then came the real kicker. Iman reportedly saw the photos at the same time as everyone else and whispered just one chilling line, "Was it ever real?" That question alone has now sparked a viral emotional reaction online. What started as a beautiful vacation moment has now turned into one of the most heart-wrenching love triangles Hollywood has seen in a while. This isn't just about a baby bump. It's about closure, pain, rebirth, and the brutal reality of moving on. Everyone wants to know what's really going on behind those photos and what it means for the future. The beachside vacation looked like something straight out of a dream. Teyana and Aaron strolled hand in hand along a glowing shoreline, waves gently brushing their feet, while soft music played in the background. But it was her appearance that turned the vacation into a media frenzy. Teyana's sheer, flowing, maxi dress delicately revealed a rounded baby bump that confirmed what many had only been whispering about in recent weeks. It wasn't just the outfit that made headlines, though. Aaron's affectionate gestures, rubbing her belly, kissing her forehead, and wrapping his arms protectively around her, sent a very clear message to the world. These weren't paparazzi snaps taken from behind a bush. No, these looked staged, deliberate, and proud. It was like they wanted people to see them this way. Fans immediately began speculating whether this was a subtle way of confirming their relationship, or throwing shade at Iman. Either way, the glow on Teyana's face was undeniable. She looked happy, relaxed, and most of all, at peace. This was her moment, and she owned it. And the internet instantly crowned her move the softest yet boldest clapback of the year. Meanwhile, Iman Shumpert was blindsided. Sources close to the former couple say he wasn't given any kind of warning, hint, or heads up before the pictures dropped. Just like the rest of us, he saw the photos online, and the emotional blow was immediate. According to someone in his inner circle, he sat in stunned silence for minutes before finally uttering the question now echoing across social media. Was it ever real? That simple question wasn't just about the pregnancy, it was about everything. Their years together, the children they raised, the memories they made, all suddenly felt distant and meaningless to him. Insiders say Iman is completely shattered, battling both heartbreak and humiliation. He had reportedly held out hope for a reconciliation, thinking maybe there was still a chance to rebuild things. But these photos slammed that door shut in the most public way imaginable. Now he's left trying to hold it together for the sake of his kids while navigating an emotional storm. He hasn't posted anything, not a word or even a cryptic emoji, but those who know him say the silence is louder than anything he could ever say. Social media lost its collective mind when the pictures hit the internet. Within minutes, Teyana, Iman, and Aaron were all trending simultaneously. The fan base quickly split into emotional factions. One half celebrated Teyana's glow-up and strength, cheering her for stepping into a new chapter of life with confidence and love. The other half mourned the end of an era, posting tearful tributes to the couple's old videos, interviews, and iconic red carpet moments. TikTokers flooded the platform with then versus now edits, comparing her energy from the Iman days to the fresh love she seems to have found with Aaron. Meanwhile, on Twitter, users debated fiercely, some calling Aaron a clout chaser who moved in way too fast, while others insisted he had been respectful and solid since day one. Instagram became a battleground of quotes, memes, and montages. The most viral one, a split image of Iman crying during a past interview next to Teyana's recent serene vacation smile. Everyone had something to say, but no one really knew the whole story. The internet, as always, became judge, jury, and emotional commentator all at once. Now every eye is locked on Aaron. In the beginning, people barely gave him a second glance. He was just the rebound in most people's eyes, a comforting distraction for Teyana after a painful breakup. He wasn't taken seriously. He was seen as temporary, a placeholder, someone passing through a complicated chapter in Teyana's life. For weeks, that was the dominant narrative. He wouldn't last, he was too convenient, too perfectly timed. But after the now infamous vacation, those whispers have turned into full-blown conversations. Aaron is no longer just part of the backdrop. He's in the center of the frame. And it's not just that he showed up for a few beach photos, or smiled in a couple of casual candids. He showed up with presence. He looked intentional, focused, invested. According to multiple sources close to the couple, Aaron didn't just tag along, he planned the entire getaway. He covered the expenses, organized the details, and made sure every part of the trip was curated for Teyana's comfort and peace. People who were there or even close to the situation claim that he went out of his way to make her feel secure, supported, and, most importantly, seen. But the effort hasn't stopped with the vacation. Behind the scenes, Aaron has been quietly showing up in more intimate, telling ways. He's been spotted going with Teyana to her doctor's appointments. He's been present during casual family dinners, blending in with her close circle, not trying too hard, not taking over, just slowly settling in. There's talk that he's even stepping into a sort of father figure role when it comes to her daughters, not forcing it, just being there, being consistent. That kind of presence, quiet but steady, says more than a public statement ever could. Of course, Aaron's past isn't without its flaws. He's no stranger to messy chapters, questionable decisions, or reputation damage. Some fans have pulled up old posts, old relationships, and old receipts trying to figure out if he's really changed or just putting on a show. But those who've been around him lately say he's trying, really trying. That this relationship has become a kind of turning point for him. He wants to be better, not just for the cameras or the clout, but because being with Teyana challenges him to step up. Whether it's redemption or reinvention, something in him has clearly shifted. Still, not everyone is convinced. A segment of the internet remains skeptical. They see his actions as too perfect, too fast. Some believe he's enjoying the spotlight a bit too much, riding the wave of publicity that comes with being attached to a woman like Teyana. Others question his motives. Why now? Why so public? And why does it feel like he's moved into a role that was once so deeply tied to Iman, as if it were that easy to replace history with presence? But regardless of the noise, Aaron hasn't flinched. He stayed close to Teyana, side by side in public, and reportedly even more grounded in private. Whether or not he's built for the long haul, emotionally or practically, remains to be seen. But in this moment, he's exactly where she wants him. And maybe that's all that matters, for now. Meanwhile, Teyana herself has said absolutely nothing. Not a word. No interviews, no social media captions with cryptic meaning, not even a subtle like or emoji under the photos that sent the internet spiraling. She's been completely silent. And yet, her silence is deafening. Her expressions in the vacation, photos, the peaceful ease on her face, the way she's holding herself, it all speaks louder than anything she could write. She's not hiding anymore. She's not performing. And she's not trying to explain her choices to a world that's already made up its mind about her. Her silence isn't empty. It's intentional. It feels like a boundary, a bold one, a statement. that she's done letting public opinion dictate her next move. For many of her fans, this silence feels sacred. They interpret it as growth, as healing, as the sound of someone choosing themselves after years of carrying everything else. Still, there are voices, loud ones, who think she owes something to the past, to Iman, to the family they built together, to the love story that so many people rooted for. They say she should acknowledge the weight of what she's walking away from, that a respectful goodbye would have gone a long way. And maybe they're not entirely wrong. But again, Teyana isn't operating on anyone else's timeline anymore. She's making choices that feel right to her, regardless of how they look from the outside. Her energy has shifted entirely. You can feel it. It's no longer defensive, no longer reactive. It's soft, confident, and protective of her peace. She's not trying to prove anything. She's not rushing to fix the narrative. She's simply living, focused on her future, choosing joy and alignment over appearances. Whether you see her as a woman deeply in love, a mother rebuilding her world, or simply a human being prioritizing her mental health, one thing is clear: she's rewriting her story in her own language, and maybe that's the point. Not every chapter needs to be understood by everyone. Not every move requires permission. She doesn't need the world to approve, because this time the story isn't being written for the audience. It's being written for herself. What was meant to be a peaceful vacation photo dump has now triggered an emotional earthquake. Iman's heartbreak feels heavy, and his one question, was it ever real, has become the haunting anthem of this whole situation. Teyana's baby bump isn't just about new life. It represents transformation, closure, and maybe even justice. Aaron is now thrust into the spotlight as a possible new father figure, partner, and support system. Fans are fighting online battles between empathy and celebration, heartbreak and healing. Everyone's trying to make sense of what feels like the end of one iconic chapter and the beginning of something brand new. But this isn't just tabloid gossip. It's real emotion unfolding in real time. With every post, every silence, and every update, the story gets deeper, messier, and more human. Teyana, Iman, and Aaron are each navigating uncharted waters. Whether this ends in more drama, peaceful co-parenting, or total separation remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: this saga is far from over, and that one question lingers in the air like a ghost. Was it ever real?